Okay. Okay. Good morning, everybody. We're gonna get started on Padi today. Yesterday, I mentioned in the group what kind of training wanted. A lot of people wrote back, and a lot of those people are not in here this morning. And probably I am recording this class this morning, so it will be available right after pretty much I finish this here. So a lot of people ask for managing risk, managing psychology in trading. When you get into a trade, when you get out of the trade, how do you make all those decisions? And those decisions are very, very important when we do make them. And it's it's a sound decision that you need to make before you get into a stock. First of all, let's start by what kind of investor are you? Are you a high risk taker? Are you a low risk taker? What kind of investor are you? And you need to understand yourself first. A lot of people say, I'm going to take a big risk. Stock market ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੈਸਾ ਲਾ ਦੇਣਾ I'm gonna make some money fast, but ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਡਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੋ ਯੂ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰਿਸਕ ਫੈਕਟਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 'ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੈਣੀ ਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਟਾਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੋਰੈਕਸ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਊਚਰਸ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਰਿਸਕ 'ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਕ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹੀਏ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਕ ਕਿਉਂ ਆ ਸੋ ਯੂ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹੀਏ ਰਿਸਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਆ ਯੂ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਵਾਈ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਜ਼ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਰਿਸਕ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਟਾਕ ਕਹੀਏ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਘੱਟ ਰਿਸਕ ਆ then you need to understand the stock why you have less risk and then eventually the forex and cryptocurrency doesn't matter what asset you trade in ਪਹਿਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡਿੰਗ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਕ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਆ ਸੋ ਈਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਸੈਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਵੀ ਹਾਊ ਮਚ ਮਨੀ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਰਿਸਕ ਹਾਊ ਮਚ ਮਨੀ ਡੂ ਹਾਊ ਮਚ ਮਨੀ ਯੂ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਹੈਵ ਇਨ ਯੋਰ ਪੋਰਟਫੋਲੀਓ ਓਕੇ ਸੋ ਵੈਰੀ ਸਿੰਪਲ ਥਿੰਗ ਇਜ਼ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੋਰਟਫੋਲੀਓ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟਾ ਆ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਮਨੀ ਆ ਦੇ ਗੋਨਾ ਟੇਕ ਦ ਬਿਗੇਸਟ ਰਿਸਕ ਦੇ ਆਰ why they want to take the biggest risk because they want to make money they want to make money back they want to they want to make their portfolios big okay then on the other hand ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੋਰਟਫੋਲੀਓ ਕਾਫੀ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਸੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਉਹ ਪੈਸੇ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਆ ਲੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨੇ ਤੋਂ ਰਾਈਟ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਿਸਕ ਲਿਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਬਣਾ ਲਈਏ ਫਿਰ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਹੋਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਕੰਮ ਰਾਈਟ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੋਰਟਫੋਲੀਓ ਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈਣਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਸੋ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਕੱਲੀ ਕੱਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਸੋ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਮਨੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈਣ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੇਮ ਅਮਾਊਂਟ ਮਨੀ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਸਾ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ especially if your portfolio is under 10,000 that's a pretty small portfolio okay ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਿਸਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੋਰਟਫੋਲੀਓ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਔਨ ਦੀ ਅਦਰ ਹੈਂਡ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ $1,00,000 ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ 10,000 ਦੀ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਨੀ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈਣੇ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਬਗੈਰ ਉਨੀ ਰਿਸਕ ਤੋਂ ਪੈਸਾ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ so that's what I'm gonna teach you today is ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਰਿਸਕ ਫੈਕਟਰ ਫਿਰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਈਕੋਲੋਜੀ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਪਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਰਿਸਕ ਲੈ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਛਤਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਵੀ ਗੋਨਾ that's what I want you to understand today the risk factor ਸੋ ਐਂਡ ਆਲਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੈਸਾ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਰਿਵੋਰਡ ਕੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਡਾਲਰ ਪਾਤਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਟਾਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਿਰਫ ਰਿਟਰਨ ਦਾ $10,000 ਆਈ ਆ, ਦੈਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਗੁੱਡ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਰਿਸਕ ਰਿਵੋਰਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਇਟਸ ਆਫ। ਐਂਡ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਸਾ $10,000 ਆ ਸਿਰਫ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੋਰਟਫੋਲੀਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ $1,000 ਪਾਇਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, then it's not the same risk that with the different size of portfolios you can take. So I'm going to explain it to the detail a little more. The basic rule of investing is every dollar you put into the market, you should at least get $2 back. So if you're risking $1, you should, when your trade goes your way, you should at least get $2 back. And if you're not getting that, then you shouldn't be putting your money in the market. Okay, so whenever you gotta set up, even in the market, when you're gonna risk anything anywhere, whether you're gonna risk it on futures, options, forex, whatever you're gonna risk it in, you need to understand that your reward gotta be 1 to 2 at least. If it's anything less than that, why do you need 1 to 2? Because if you keep risking at 1 and 1, 1 and 1, eventually you're gonna come to a point where you're gonna start losing money. You're gonna start losing capital in the market. Okay, because remember, winning is always much tougher than losing. You can lose very quickly, but actually making money back is very risky. So that's why you need at least a 1 to 2 ratio of making money in the market. So let's start. So we're gonna go through the details, and then once I'm done, then I'm gonna go through the algo that I have created that you can use for auto trading. Not only auto trading, but you can use it for entry. Let the algo take the entry, then you can exit yourself, like manually. Because I'll explain that when we get to the algo. So I'm going to explain that, and you can use this algo. Anybody that's a member here, you should have it in your invite link. So if you don't have it, please send me your user ID for your trading view. I will give it to you. You will have it. You can use it. And then I'm going to also show you how to use it. But if anybody wants into automation, then you're going to need extra help from me. Okay, or you can do it yourself too. I know there's a lot of people here are pretty smart. They know how to use the software. So I'll show you can use it yourself. Okay, but anybody that's not a member here, who wants that algo, I suggest you become a member. Okay, it's only $60 a month. It's not much. You get all the access to our, not only the you get access to this algo, but you get access to the training. You can trade with us Monday to Friday in the market. So $60 is nothing. But if you don't want to be a member, if you just want to use the algo, you know what? We're putting it up for sale for $100 a month. So that I wanna make sure you become a member rather than just use the algo. I want you to learn how to trade. Okay, I want to learn how to take care of your own money. That's where I really want to go. Okay, so I just don't want to, if you just want to use the algo, sure, $100 a month, you want to pay for it, but again, you can get a membership for $60 and you can actually use it every single day. And not only that, come into our trading view in the member section, then you get to learn how to trade as well. So very cheap stuff we do here. And my whole goal is to teach our community how to take care of your money. My motto is to teach you how to take care of your own money. Not I don't there are a lot of scams. I'm gonna mention this again. There are a lot of scams going on especially in our Discord everywhere. There people are sending messages private that have the same ID as mine, and they just change one little thing, a dot, a one, a letter, or anything, and the ID looks exactly like mine. And they call you up and they ask you for money. hey, put the money in this account, I will trade it for you. I do not do that. Let me repeat that. I do not take care of your money. Do not send your money to any account anywhere. If you have, that money will be gone. I'll tell you that right off. That money is gone. You will not be able to get it back. These are scammers that are using people's IDs. They're not only using mine here, they're using techies, they're using Harpreet's, they're using Hurricane's ID. They could be using your ID as well. All they have to do is make it look exactly like your ID, and you change it one little dot in there.
Sorry,
What?
your voice is coming a bit quiet.
What's going on?
It's okay.
My voice is coming what?
Your mic. Maybe it was just on my. I thought it was recording on your web mic. Maybe.
Oh, I'm recording on OBS.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, guys. Everybody can hear me clearly. Harvey just came down. He said he couldn't hear me very clearly up there. Anybody has any issues hearing me? Please let me know in the chat. Okay.
No issue.
Thank you. Harvey just came down. If anybody can't talk and they want to talk and their mouse is locked up, their mic is locked up, please let me know in the chat. I will unlock it. Okay. So if anybody can't talk. So again, risk, guys, like I said, we teach you how to take care of your money. Please do not send money. The only thing we charge is just $60 a month, and that's through the website. That is all. We will never ever ask you for your money. If you do, if somebody does, please share their ID. Whoever's asking that, share it in our group so everybody is aware. Okay, so everybody can save themselves from this person that is trying to scam people. So please do that. I would really appreciate that. So again, we do not take care your money. We do not invest your money, but we want to help you make your money yourself. We teach you a lot of stuff here. How to go to the bank, actually get a mortgage as well. We'll teach you how to that. You can do that yourself. You don't need anybody. How to get a better rate at the bank. How to get a better rate at the GIC. Okay, we'll teach you the different accounts you have, TFSA, RSP accounts. We teach you all that. Okay, you name it. If you don't out there, you want to learn something, put it in our chat. We'll teach you that in our group. Okay, so we want you to make your own money. That's risk it yourself, and when you manage your own money, you know exactly where your money is, and you know exactly the risk that you're taking in the market. So that's what our topic is this morning: managing risk reward ratios, entries and exits in the investment in the market. Okay, so then after I'm done, then we'll do some questions and answers, and then I will show you my algo, how you can actually use the automation to make money. Test it out before you may put it into work. So we'll share that after. So let's get on with this lesson here, managing risk. Okay. So first of all, when you are an investor, you have the money. You must understand what you're investing in. Okay. So the primary products that we use here, you could be anything. Like we'll start with futures. Well, futures, stocks, options, forex. So those are the four main things that right now mostly people invest in, right? Then you got the cryptocurrencies. Then you got anything that else comes in after, stable coins and stuff like that, which comes in. So each one is sort of called asset. Each is asset. So if you are into stocks, it's a stocks asset. If you're into futures, that's an asset its own. So different type of assets. So when I say asset, that's what I mean. Asset is in futures, asset as in stocks, asset as in forex, asset as in options. Okay. So let's talk about each individual one. So how to put when you're risking your capital in this, what is it that you must understand? Like futures, you must understand how do you gonna trade futures? What are futures? You must understand it. Same thing when you're trading stocks. When you're trading in stocks, you need to understand the risk in it. For you gotta understand, is the futures has more risk in it than the stocks, or do the stocks have more risk in it than the futures? So you must understand each of these products. I'm not gonna here explain it to you today which one is more riskier, but I'm just gonna explain to you each asset that you must understand. Then we'll do another class actually explaining which is more what you actually should get into. Should you get into futures? Should you get into stocks, or should you get into forex and stuff like that? So I'm going to explain each asset. So futures is a asset itself. Then you have stocks and forex and options. So you must understand each asset and what is the risk in each asset. And once you understand that, then you're gonna decide which asset you want to trade. Okay. Then also it depends on the capital that you have. Okay. Because each asset requires a certain amount of risk capital. If you don't have that capital, you're not going to be able to trade that asset properly. The asset that requires the most capital is actually buying stocks. Okay, stocks is the most requirement assets capital out there. Why? Because if you're going to buy stocks have a minimum investment in each. Right? You can put $100,000 or $10,000, whatever you have, you can put it into an account. And if you are trading on margin, what normally, like IBKR, if you put $10,000 in there, they'll give you another $5,000 on top of that. You have $15,000 to play with. $10,000 is your own, $5,000 is there. If your margin goes down, they're going to cut you down the amount of money that they give you. If your capital comes down below 15,000, they're going to cut off that margin. If your capital increases, goes above 15,000, they'll give you more margin. The more capital you got, the more margin they'll give you. And then understand the risk that you're taking with the stock, with the futures, with the forex, or the options. Okay? So you must understand how much money you got in your account. Okay? And what you're doing with it. Once you understand that, then you can go into an investment. So, and also, let's for example, let's say you have $10,000, which is kind of minimum that I would say that you should have if you're going to do any sort of investment. And the kind of investment that you want to get into with a $10,000 is more like into a futures, or you want to go into options, you want to go into maybe forex, kind of trying to build up your account, right? Because when you go into more into stocks, you're gonna need a bigger capital. Okay, so you need to understand that. Also, you need to understand the long-term success is when you're your $10,000 is increasing slowly, or your $100,000 increasing slowly, and what risk are you gonna take with that? Okay, so you must understand the growth of each one, and then take your risk accordingly. What I like to do, when I have a large amount of capital in the market, so my investment when I take a risk in the market is I want to take a risk with the money that I make in the market. If I bought a whole bunch of TD at $75, it's $99, pretty close to $99 today. So imagine if I had $1,000, just for hypothetical purposes. So if I bought 1,000 shares of TD at $75, it's almost making me $24,000 profit, right? Now that $75,000 should be the safest capital that I put in, and take that $24,000. If I want to take a risk in anything, like in a higher stuff, then I would take the $24,000 and risk that, not the $75,000, the $24,000. Okay. So, and then when you're doing this, guys, your emotions, when you put money into the market, it's very hard to control emotions. Okay, emotions is the most important thing. Is we are very easy and relaxed when we don't have any money in the market. We get very emotional. Soon as you put a dollar in the market, you get emotional, and you're watching P&L every second. That's not what you're supposed to be doing when you go into the market. You're not supposed to be watching the P&L. Anybody knows what you should be watching? You should be watching your strategy. When you got into that market, you're looking at what entry, where did I get into the market, and where I'm going to get out for profit, and maybe where I'm going to get out at a stop loss. Those three things should be in your mind all the time. Right? Review them, and every day the stocks go up. If it keeps going up, then you got to review. Okay, maybe you had a target, but it surpassed your target. But then you need to manage, how am I going to get out? Where do I get out? How do I get out of that stock? I have made a lot of profit, but when do I say enough is enough on the stock? Okay, then you need to look at the fundamentals. Are the fundamentals getting expensive on the stock? Right? So not only you're managing every minute of the stock. Don't just sit there. You have made a lot of money. When I'm managing a TD stock, when I initially got into it at $75, it's sitting at $99. I'm not ignoring that profit. I have a huge profit, but you can't ignore that profit. I don't have to worry about. People do tend to get relaxed a lot. Don't you get relaxed when your stock going? It keeps going up. You get relaxed. It's going great. It's making me money. Guess what? Tomorrow when news comes out and it's a bad news, boom, the stock is down now 25%. You lost all that profit. Why? Because you were careless. You didn't care about the fundamentals. You weren't looking at the fundamentals of the stock every day as the stock was going up. That's what I did when I originally got in. When I started investing, I got so relaxed in a stock. Once it was starting to make money, it's going up every day, it's fine. But then one day I woke up in the morning, the stock was down 10-20%. I lost a profit that I made over the last 3-4 months, and gone in one day, just like that, because I got too relaxed. I didn't look at my fundamentals. The stock was telling me it was expensive. The price to earning ratio went from 10 to 20. It was telling me it was expensive, right? And that's where people were selling, or it was hitting the resistance levels. You need to manage whether whether your stock is losing money or whether it's making money. You need to manage the risk all the time. Okay, it's very important. I'll give you now the example of Pepsi. I look at Pepsi every single day, right? I've been buying Pepsi for the last pretty month and a half, 2 months now, right? It's been holding sideways. It sometimes goes 128, so it goes to 132, sometimes 133. I'm managing my risk every single day. Still, it hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't gone up. It hasn't gone down. How am I managing that risk? Okay, just because I bought the stock, now I'm waiting for it to go up or down. That's just looking at it doesn't mean anything. The way you manage your risk every single day is by looking at the anything fundamentally changed in the company. We got a new CEO? Is they coming out with a new product or something that are they being sued for something? Okay, how am I managing that risk? By following that stock every single day, saying, did it? Remember when I said the only way I'm gonna get out of Pepsi if it goes down, if something fundamentally gets changed. Okay, something, let's say bad news comes out, something they're suing big time, or let's say Pepsi, nobody was buying Pepsi anymore. There was a news out, nobody wants to buy Pepsi anymore. That's when you get out. That's my management. My risk is there every single day by looking at the stock, by following that stock, not just buy that stock and forget about it, wait till it makes me some money or it goes down to get out. Every day you gotta manage that risk. Okay, that's how you manage the stock market, the stocks, the individual stocks that you buy. Okay, that is managing your risk every single day by not just ignoring the stock that you bought. I have That's the reason I have 25 stock limit for my $500,000 plus portfolio, because I can't manage any more than 25 stocks. Some people even like to bring it down to even lower. The more I know, honestly, guys, there's people on the side that have a lot of money that are trading, not even in this group. They're trading millions of dollars. Okay, and the most stocks they got is 10 stocks, 5 stocks. That's all they're trading, because they can't manage any more than that. So all if you buy too many stocks, you buy this stock, that stock. We talk about stocks every single day. A lot of people bring good stocks in the chat every single day. They bring good stocks, but the problem is I get 25 stocks. So if that stock that you just brought in and I feel it's better than the 25 stocks that I am holding, I have to sell that one of the 25 stocks for to buy that stock. So I can manage my risk every single day. That at 25 stocks that I'm looking at, I know the news, what's going on. If I can't manage 25, bring it down. Don't just go buy because somebody brings a stock in the group. Okay, that sure there's some if they're bringing up a day trade or something like that, that's different. But if you're going to buy something for longer term in your portfolio, you must do your homework on it. Okay, people are great in our group. A lot of people have learned and they're bringing great stocks. Sometimes I see a lot of stocks every day that are better than the stock that I'm holding, but I don't jump into it. Remember, when I tell you I'm buying this stock, I'm selling that stock, if I'm saying that, I am probably already in it, or I'm going to go in it before I'll let you know before I'm in it. Okay, so you need to understand that. Don't just jump into any stock. Some people own so many stocks right now, they even forgot how many they got in their accounts right now. And you don't want to get to that point, how many stocks you got, because that you're just asking yourself to get into trouble. Okay, need to manage that. Set boundaries for losses as well. What should you be investing on? Okay, we'll go forward and let's talk about that as well. What should you be risking? Amount of capital that you have. Let's say you have $100,000. You on one stock. What should you be risking? I think you should be risking between 1 to 5%. Okay, between 1 and 5%, you should be risking your capital. It doesn't matter whether you have $100,000 or whether you have $1,000,000. You should be on one stock between 1 and 5%. And if it goes below that, you should be out of that stock, because what's it going to do? It's just going to get worse. Okay. Then also diversify into stocks. Don't just what I mean is diversify. You can buy 10 stocks. That's that's a diversification, right? But if all those 10 stocks are in the technology sector, boom, you're not diversified. You're in one sector, and all those 10 stocks are going to move up and down with the technology sector. So when I say diversify, go across the sectors. Go look at which sectors performed well. Get into those ones. Okay? And those ones that haven't performed really well, when will they turn around? And what cycle of the economy is when we should be getting into those kind of stocks. Okay? So don't just when I say diversification, you got to go into sectors. Okay? We have financial sector, energy sector, technology sector, consumer staples, right? Utilities. There are so many sectors out there. Okay, take a look, and you can go to any website. Go to finviz.com. They'll show you the sectors, and then you can actually click on the sector and see what stocks are there. Always buy the leaders, never the laggards. Always buy the leaders in that sector. Okay. Again, position sizing is very important between, when you're putting your money into any stock. So diversified versus non-diversified. That's what I mean is if you're just in the technology sector or you're in diversified, whether you're in energy, financial, everything, buy few stocks in each sector as well. So when you look at your portfolio of 25 stocks, break it down at what sector they're in, so to better understand that, or whether you have 10 stocks or whether you have 4 stocks. Okay, so break it down. And the people that have been here, we've been training that for the last 2 years, since we have gone into this the Discord group, as we've been offering this service for the last 2 years. There are a number of people already are very good at doing this already, and they use it every single day. Okay, so always I'm not the only one teaching in the group. There's a whole bunch of people that have been with us now for a couple of years, have been in the group, very active. Okay, teaching each other. Always you can ask for anybody for help at any time. Okay, so they're all very, very helpful. Okay, so key principle of risk management is very important. Okay, let's go to again position sizing. All right, just for example, the formula is right there: portfolio versus times risk percentage, and divided by the stop loss. Okay, always look at your risk profile. What kind of the investor that you are? Are you the risk taker? Are you into a growth stock? Are you into steady income? Whatever that you have, and make sure you calculate it accordingly. Okay. Let's go to understanding risk reward ratio. I went a little bit over it already. Every $1 that you risk in the market, you should be getting back at least $2. Okay. Always with that, if you're just risking 1-to-1 ratio, you're gonna end up losing money eventually, because if you, let's say you have a $100,000 portfolio and you risk $10,000 each time, and it's 1-to-1 ratio, pretty soon as you invest in the market, you're gonna 1-to-1 ratio eventually will end up losing you money. If you have 1-to-2 ratio, let's say you win 5 out of the 10 times, at least twice you made your money back. And I'll show you a little bit more with the our algo here later on, the risk factor. Okay, going over the next one, entry strategies. That very important. You need a strategy for any investment. You need a strategy. Otherwise, you're gonna be sweating. You're gonna be risking. You're gonna be emotionally very charged up because you don't have a strategy. Okay, you need to understand how do you build a strategy. Basically, a lot of people build it on. If you're a professional trader, you don't need anything on your chart, right? All you need is a chart that tells you what direction the market is going. Do you have price action? Do you have volatility? Right? Do you have volume in the market? That's all you really need. But there are a lot of people are not good at recognizing all that stuff. They need to be recognized. So there are a lot of indicators in the market where they tell you when a reversal is going to happen in the market. Okay, by looking at the chart. So very simple. If I bring this chart in front of you, this chart has a bunch of indicators. So these red triangles are telling you when the reversals are happening in the market. Right? Very simple. These are telling you, okay, this line reversed now to the upside. It's a very strong indication to the upside, right? So a lot of people are not used to, if you had nothing on this chart, it's a blank chart like this one here, a lot of people can't tell. But professional, once you get to know the trade, you can see what's going on the chart. But a lot of people need them to tell you, hey, white line is going up, the trend is up, right? A lot of people you need to recognize all that. Okay, so again, using indicators really help. When you use indicators, you must understand that each indicator that you're using. Okay, they're very easy to learn. You can go into we teach you also these indicators, guys, in our group. What each if you want to learn each indicator, we will teach you as well. But when you put any indicator on your chart, you need to understand. Remember, RSI. RSI is a probably indicator that everybody uses, but a lot of people don't know how to use it properly. Everybody knows when the RSI one is the bottom that it's oversold now, that you need to buy the stock to the upside. When it goes to the top, it's overbought. Now people need to sell that stock. Very simple, right? But RSI has a lot more to it than it's telling you overbought, oversold. You need to understand that RSI, okay? And you need to understand the histograms in it. You need to understand the fast line. You need to understand the slow line in RSI. Okay. So where do you get an enter? Where do you get I exit? So when you're using all these indicators, whether you're using RSI, MACD, or very simple moving averages, if you're using all that, you need to understand that particular indicator. And we teach you all that as well in our group. Okay. So again, entering on the pullbacks, on the reversals. When is the reversal complete? When is the stock going to turn around to the upside? You can use indicators for that as well. And then also you can use the candles, right? Are they bullish candles? Are they bearish candles? And they will also, when you're looking at a chart like this, they kind of tells you what's going on the chart. This is a beautiful turnaround. This is we call this the white cloud. Why is it a white cloud? Because this is covering the entire, it covers almost 2 candles here entirely. And what does this signal? Bullish to the upside. So once this candle is formed, on the open, on the higher here, this is where I would have gone entry into this stock or whatever stock or futures, whatever it is, giving you a bullish indication to the upside. Okay, that is a beautiful candle that recognizes it. So always look at candles where you can see where the trend can be reversal to the upside or the downside, not only by the candles. These moving averages will tell you, these green triangles will tell you, right? So a lot of indicators out there. Know what you're using when you're using all these indicators. So they will help you. And why do you use them? Because they take stress off you. Okay, stress off you, knowing where you should enter into the market instead of guessing. Okay, you got to understand that. Okay, so let's continue here quickly, go through this. Exit strategy is also very important. Once you enter a trade, where you gonna exit are the fundamental. Remember, I talked about a little bit this already. Fundamentals. When you're sitting in a stock, don't get comfortable in it, even if it's making you money, because this is a stock market. Stock market can go up and down very quickly. Fundamentals are very, very, very important. Why? Because it can tell you the stock is overpriced or cheap. And we see that every day. We discuss that in our group. We look at the fundamental. Why do I look at the fundamentals every day? Somebody tells me a stock. Not only I look at the chart, I look at the fundamentals. Is the stock cheap on the fundamentals? If the stock is fundamentally cheap and the indicators are the market is to the upside on the chart, what am I gonna do? That stock is telling me come and buy me, because my fundamentals are cheap. I'm also going to the upside. My trend is up. That's a stock I want to go into. I don't want to sit in a stock. Fundamentals could be cheap, but on technically the stock is not going anywhere. And a lot of people saw that with the Under Armour stock, right? Under Armour stock has been stuck, right? The fundamentals were very strong on that stock, but the stock's not going up because technically it's weak. So when you can get those things together and buy a stock that's going to the upside fundamentally and technically to the upside, you're going to have a pretty good strong bet that you're going to make money on that stock. Okay. Also candles give you good examples where the reversals can happen. Like I just talked about the white cloud, hanging man, hammers, those also, the ones I didn't put in here are the are the patterns, like head and shoulders, right? Or the double bottom, or the double tops, or the triple tops, or the triple bottoms. So if you put all these indicators together, you understand them, you're going to understand that chart a lot better. Not only going to understand the chart a lot better, you're going to know when to get into a stock so you don't stress out. You're going to understand it better, and you know when you're going to get into a stock or when you're going to go into get out of the stock. Okay, that also takes the stress off you a lot, and it works. Okay. Again, just a little bit of on the risk reward comparison. Again, 1-to-2 ratio. Always, like when you're new into trading, always have your stop loss in place. Always have a take profit in place if you're new. Once you get used to what you're seeing, how to use that chart, you're gonna understand your risk, your stop loss, and take profit better. But when you're a beginner, please have a stop loss or take profit. Okay. But if you are following a person like us, who are doing the trading stuff like that, you can always ask that question. No matter what stocks that you have, we're gonna take a look at that chart with you and explain it to you. Where you think, first we'll ask you what do you think, off the chart. And that's the only way you're going to understand it, is when you're practically looking at a chart and you're trying to make a decision. It's very, when you're looking at, what happened on this chart, it's very easy to understand what's already happened in the past. I should have sold here, right? It's after the fact. What I say to people is, explain to me what's going to happen on the right side of the chart. What is this chart is telling me that what is going to happen on this side? That's where people get lost. I can explain to you every single thing back detail in here because it has already happened. And that's what a lot of people, how they train. I don't train you on what has happened here. I want to train you on what's going to happen on this side of the chart. What is next candle going to look like? What is this telling me? What is this telling me? This is telling me this, I don't care what time frame this thing is. This is telling me this is a bullish flag right now. What is this telling me? This should break to the upside above 22,759. This is where I want to be entry. Okay, this is what it's telling me. This is telling me from here. I'm not looking at back here. This was really a flag back here. I can explain it to you. Hey, this flag here, I should have gone into the trade, but when it broke above here, I should have gone into a trade here. I should have made money here. Right? This is about, like a long bullish flag that was happening. I don't care what time. This could be 1 hour. If it didn't say 15 minutes here, if it didn't have, you wouldn't know what time frame this chart would be. The only thing would be telling me, hey, I got a bullish flag. I could enter right here to the upside. Okay. On same thing here. The bullish flag is telling me here is that I should enter the trade right there. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sitting here watching until this breaks to the upside. I'm going to go long. Again, very hard. Nobody explains what's going to happen on this side of the chart. I can tell you a million things back here on this chart. Hey, I should have been in this trade all the way to up here. Hey, what good is that after the fact? Okay. So it's very important to understand, guys, that, to understand all this here, to what's happening on the chart, and the risk management is very, very important. Stop loss is very important. Take profit. Okay. We will go into more details in another class, exactly how you can put a stop loss, there's so many different ways of putting a stop loss in. One is by percentage. We talked about 1 to 5% on the chart, on your portfolio, right? But another way to put a stop loss is by actually technically on the chart. Where is your the ceiling is, where is the support, where is the resistance on the chart, where you can actually put your stop loss in it. We can do that as well. We'll teach you that. We teach you that too. Okay. So we teach you a lot of stuff, but I can't put everything right now together. Otherwise I'd be here all day. Okay, discipline is very important. That the tools you create, the indicator that you use are very, very important. And another important factor is when you're trading is to actually write down your trades. Okay, trade. Okay, well, I bought this at this price. What happened? Okay, after, did I make a profit on it? If I didn't make a profit on it, why didn't I make a? What did I do wrong? A journal is very, very important. If I'm buying a stock, let's say Tesla at $300, okay, why did I buy it in the first place? I bought it because I'm gonna sell it at a higher price. Okay, when I bought it at 300, did I make the right decision with the tools that I'm using, or the strategy that I'm using, or the strategy this guy, the vendor that gave you this strategy, is his strategy working? Okay, if I'm using a strategy, is it working? If it's not working, if you're losing money, then you should change your strategy. Okay, it's very, very important to understand the strategy you use. It's important to write down the journal. It's very important to write down every single trade. There are trades that you make money on. There's trades that you're gonna lose money on. Okay, losing is part of trading. If you think you're going to go out there and win every single trade, you're not. You're just fooling yourself. But it's important to understand that strategy that you're using that wins you more often. If it wins you more often, that means your strategy is good. If it's not, then you need to change your strategy. And that also takes the stress off you. Okay? The stress that you create yourself is when you don't know what you're doing. When your strategy says, hey, I'm entering at $300 level, and the profit goes to, guess what, it goes to 310, and that was your target, and you didn't get out. You kept on going. Next thing, the stock is sitting at 315, right? And you continue, but you forgot to put a stop loss. I wanted to get out at 310. Now, if you didn't put a stop loss in it there, and very next morning you wake up and the stock is now down $20, guess what? You lost all your profit. Now you're $5 down. Now you're thinking, hey, the stock is going to come back. It's going to come back to $300 level. I'll break even. I'll get out. And the chances are, if it gets back to $300, you are going to get out. You are going to get out, chances are, because now all of a sudden you feel relieved that you didn't lose the $5, but you lost your $20 profit on it. You didn't care about that, but you're relieved that you didn't lose any money. But if the stock continues to the downside, guess what? You're gonna wait. Oh, it'll come back, right? It'll never come back, right? The reason people don't make money in the stock market or in an investment, because they don't have the plan set for themselves. Okay, they buy a stock at $300, makes a good profit at your target, you didn't get out, and then it goes down. Then you don't know when to get out if it's under, but you're totally relieved when you get back to your buying level and you get out. But then the stock continues to $400. Then the stock goes to $400, and now you are now even more stressed because the stock got away from you. Okay, so it's very, very important to have that plan. Okay, so very, very important. Let's go to just a little bit of quick summary. Okay, managing risk. Okay. Managing risk is the reason I'm going over and over these points is it's very important to understand this. Okay, it's very, very important to understand this, guys. You need to understand this risk. You need to stick to those rules. Especially when you're new, you need to stick to those rules, because your counts are I know the counts are small and they can blow up very quickly. Okay, so it's very, very important. Risk ratio 1 to 2 is very important. Always plan your trades ahead of time. When you're going to get into a trade, when you're looking at this chart, I'm going to go back here. My plan is already set. I'm going to go into this trade right here, and my stop loss is going to be below right here, below this flag here, right? If it goes below this flag, that means this thing is going to go down. If I got into it here and goes all the way down, I'm out right below this flag. That's my plan right now. And where's my profit? Where am I going to take a profit on this? My first target is right there. This is where the resistance is. If this price goes in here and I want to take a profit right there. Then I'm going to also at the same time, is my profit 2-to-1 ratio? Okay. You must understand, if I'm putting every $1, I'm going to make $2 on it. Okay. So am I going to make $2 on it? So if I got into 764, how far is this going up to 820? Am I going to make $2 on my thing, right? I'm going to double my profit, right? So my plan is set. As soon as I see here, I'm on the right side of the chart. Now, what's going to happen on this right side of the chart? It's already giving me a clue by giving me this beautiful, flag that's happening on the 15-minute. This flag would even look bigger if it was on, if we drop this down to 5 minutes. The flag even gets bigger. And my target is still to get into it is same place at 760. It didn't change, but my target didn't change either. The resistance is sitting at 819, but my stop loss is right there at 727. Okay, my target is to get in here. My target to get out is here. My profit level is up here. I'm already set for this trade. If it doesn't work out, I'm out. That is gonna be your stress relief. That is, that's where you are completely doesn't get. You know why? Because you got a plan. You're not stressing out. If you got into this trade here and you didn't plan to get out here, and once this stock starts coming down, you don't know where you're getting out. This stock could end up all the way down here. Right? All the way down here. Now you have a huge loss. And that huge loss, how many trades is it going to take you to make it back? Okay? It's going to take a lot of trades to get that profit back. And you may even have blown the account by the time you got down here. There's nothing left in your account. At least when you're here, got out of here, you have another trade that you can do and possibly make all this money back that you lost here. Very small amount. You have a chance to play the game. The odds are in your favor. If you have a good strategy, the odds are in your favor. You're going to make good money. But if you don't get out here, you might be blowing your entire account. Okay. So plan your trades, please, and keep your emotions aside. Okay. And that will help you with your emotions. It will help with your psychology. Okay. When you're getting in and out of the trades. Okay. So a little bit of, I'm combining this psychology into my trading as well. I haven't done this before. So this is something new. Psychology is normally, we teach separate. Okay. So this time actually I'm putting everything kind of together for you at the same time. So if I'm screwing up something wrong, please let me know. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. This is all from experience that I'm teaching. Okay. Psychology of trading losses. Losses are part of the trading. You're gonna lose. There's not gonna be every single trade is gonna be perfect. Even the algo, that trades without emotions loses here and there. So nothing is perfect. Okay. Focus on your process. Focus on your strategy that you're using. Is it giving you the results? If it's not giving you the results, that change it. If the guy who's teaching you, a person like me, it's not working out, you tried everything possible, maybe he's not teaching you properly. Maybe he needs to go. Right? There are a lot of people out there. Maybe trading is not for them. Trading, they just can't. They tried so many different things, but they keep losing. Is because you know of mistakes they keep making over and over. Maybe trading is not for you. I told people before, there are a lot of people that came to me, have lost a lot of money, and they're doing the same thing over and over again. And I basically tell them, trading is not for you. Why lose your good earned money into something that I can't be a doctor. I can't be psychiatrist. I can't be there's so many jobs out there. I can't do every single job, and this is a job as well. There are a lot of people who can't do it, just can't do it. It's not. It's just get away from it. You're losing your money, and it's creating stress for you, and you don't want to lose all the money that you got, your hard-earned money. Maybe go find another job. Very simple. Okay, so it's very, very important. Um, Focus on your strategies. Focus on the results. Okay, don't lie to yourself. A lot of people keep doing lie. I will make more money tomorrow. I will do better tomorrow. Stop lying to yourself. Okay. So quickly, strict plan. When you have a plan written down, follow it strictly to the T's. Okay. And like I said, if it's not working, then get rid of it. Maybe you need something different. Automate, like I said, always not automate. Is what I mean by that is always have the stop loss ready. Always have take profit entries. Always have them ready. That gives you a lot of stress. When you start doing this, guys, I know a lot of people have a very difficult time to start off with. Once you start doing this, believe me, you're not only going to be successful, you're going to have a less stress on you. You're going to do very well. Once you learn to calm yourself down, it becomes part of the job. You understand what you're doing, and you know where to get getting out. It's going to be less stress out for you. And I do another thing you can do every morning that I turn on my computers here, I sit for a couple of minutes here. I relax. I meditate. I say what my plans are today. Sit there, meditation, it really helps. Just 10 minutes of thinking what you're going to do today. Plans out your head, in your head. That's all you need, just 10 minutes. Just sit there, blank mind, and just think about what are you going to do today, right? It helps a lot. It really does. Calms your mind down a lot. Calms your blood pressure down a lot. Okay. So again, you need to take the emotions out of trading. Just like you go to a job every single day, right? You know you're gonna have to do it. You gotta make money, right? You gotta earn something. So you know you're gonna have to do it. You have no choice, but you take you take the emotions out of it. It's same thing with trading. Just take the emotions out of it. I know it's hard. It's real money, but once you control yourself, it's a lot easy. Pretty easy. Same thing. Ratio. So again, there's a few books here, again, that you can read, that can help you, especially in psychology. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Okay, very, very important book, and if you read it, it's really, really nice to understand the risk factors, the probabilities, setting up your trades, right? There's a bunch of them here I put in here. I will put this this whole PowerPoint in the education in a few minutes. When I'm done, you can go back to it here, and you can actually read everything that I put in here, and then you can also go over these books as well. Really important books. And if you need to understand the psychology, I do recommend this book here by Mark Douglas. He's really, really good. And then also these patterns is really good. This one is really good too. Okay, Brett Steenberger. He goes over a lot of patterns. Okay, so you understand that. And he goes over like short lessons. This is really good. If you these he gives you very short lessons in there quickly, and you'll pick them up. You know, certain people go all day, they talk all day, but this guy here puts it very short little examples for you that you understand very quickly. Okay, he's really good too. So all of these here, read their books. It's really good. Okay, so that is pretty much on psychology and trading, risk management and stuff. I will go do another lesson again over and over till we understand it. Again, part of the training that we do in our group. Okay, today we are just in the general channel, but if you want to join us, we do this every Saturday and Sunday. Hold a class 10 o'clock in the morning right here. And I'm going to take a few questions here if anybody have questions. Then after that, I'm going to go over the algo. Again, explain it to you guys. Especially this is available for members. And if you want to join us, become a member, I'll show you how to use this. But let's go over some of the questions, what we talked about this morning. I'm open to any questions. Please do print these questions in the general section, guys, even for members, because I'm looking at the general channel here, chat room. So if you guys can push all the questions in there, or if anybody that can't open their mic, let me know in the chat. I will open your mic. So let's go with the questions, then we'll talk about the algo. Anybody? Don't be shy, guys. The only way to learn is by asking questions. Don't be shy. No questions are crazy, you know.
ਭਾਜੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਭਾਜੀ
ਭਾਈ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਨਾ ਕੈਪੀਟਲ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਸਟੋਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਐਂਟਰ ਜਾਣ ਤੋਂ ਬੜਾ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋਗੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੋਲ $10,000 ਆ ਉਹ ਰਿਸਕ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੈ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ $1,00,000 ਉਹ ਰਿਸਕ ਘੱਟ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਸੋ the risk must be always proportion ਤਦੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ 1 to 2 ratio ਹੈ ਨਾ that's what you should have. It doesn't matter if you're investing $100,000 and doesn't matter if you're investing $10,000. Your risk reward should be at least 1 to 2. Okay, so that's the only the way to especially when you're taking a risk, whether you don't know how much to take a risk, longest your 1 to 2 ratio. That's what you should have at least. Okay. ਭਾਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਮਿਸ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦਾ ਬਾਟਮ ਹੈ what goes around always comes around. The ਮੇਰੀ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਇਹ ਆ stock market ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ almost 10,000 shares are. There's 10,000 different companies. So if you in the last 5 years, Nvidia was a big one, right? Nvidia has gone like crazy. But ਜੇ ਹੁਣ Nvidia ਦੀ ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਯਾਰ Nvidia ਚਾਹੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉੱਪਰ I missed it. You missed it. That means find another company. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਹੋਮਵਰਕ ਕਰੋ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ 5 ਸਾਲ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਯਾਰ ਇਹ ਵੀ 5 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੈਸਾ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ regret ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰਾ regret ਸੁਣਨਾ ਨਾ my regret is probably the biggest one but I don't care. ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਦ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਐਪਲ ਦੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਸੀਗੇ 95 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਟੀਵ ਜੌਬਸ ਨੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ I was investing that time. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹਨੇ ਪਤਾ ਵੀ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣਾ ਉਦੋਂ ਸਟਾਕ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਪਲ ਦੀ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਉੱਪਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ ਉਦੋਂ ਐਪਲ ਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ $14 ਤੇ ਸੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹਾਲੇ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ 2,000 ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਲਾਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਐਪਲ ਦੇ ਮੈਂ 2,000 ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹਨੇ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਟੀਵ ਜੌਬਸ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਟਾਕ ਲਿਆ ਉਹ 3 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਟੀਵ ਜਾਬਸ ਨੂੰ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ। ਜਦੋਂ ਸਟੀਵ ਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ, ਸਟਾਕ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ 14 ਤੋਂ $16, 16 16.5 ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਡਾਲਰ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ। $2 $2.5 ਚੜ੍ਹ ਗਈ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਲਿਆ ਸੀ। ਮੈਂ 2000 ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ, ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ $5000 ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟ ਬਣਦਾ ਸੀ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ 3 ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ $5000 ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ 5000 ਮੈਂ ਵੇਚਦੇ 2000 ਸ਼ੇਅਰ, ਪਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੇਚੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਉਹ $16 ਤੋਂ ਉਹ 20 ਤੇ ਚਲ ਗਿਆ। ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਾਂ ਯਾਰ ਥੱਲੇ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਫੇਰ ਲੈ ਲਵਾਂ। ਉਹ 20 ਤੋਂ ਚਲ ਗਿਆ, 25 ਤੇ ਚਲ ਗਿਆ, 30 ਤੇ ਚਲ ਗਿਆ, ਉਹ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ, ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਇਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਸੋ ਮੇਰਾ ਜੇ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਅੱਜ 2000 ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਹੋਲਡ ਕਰਦਾ, ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ 2000 ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਸੀ, ਦੈਟ 2000 ਸ਼ੇਅਰਸ ਅੱਜ $160 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਬਣਨਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਦਾ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ $28000 US $95 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਇਹਦੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ $160 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਹੋਣਾ ਸੀ। ਡੂ ਆਈ ਹੈਵ ਅ ਰਿਗਰੈਟ? ਨੋ, ਆਈ ਡੋਂਟ ਹੈਵ ਅ ਰਿਗਰੈਟ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਾਕ ਆਏ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੈਸਾ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਦੇਰ ਆਰ ਸੋ ਮੈਨੀ ਅਦਰ ਸਟਾਕਸ ਦੈਟ ਕੇਮ ਅਲੋਂਗ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਉਹ 'ਤੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੋਂਦਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਯਾਰ ਉਹ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਰਦਾ, ਪਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। 2012 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟੈਸਲਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਨਿਕਲਿਆ। ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ, ਮੈਂ ਯੋਰਕਡੇਲ ਮਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਘੁੰਮ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਇੱਕ ਨਾ ਮੋਰੇ ਟੈਸਲਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਸਾਈਨ ਸੀਗਾ, 2 ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਖੜੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਅੰਦਰ। ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਣ ਗਿਆ, ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ। ਉਹ ਪਤਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਸੀਗੇ ਟੈਸਲਾ ਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ 2012 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਨਵਰੀ 2012 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਟਾਕ ਸੀਗਾ $12। ਓਕੇ, $12 ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਕਰਦਾ ਗਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਨਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਨਿਕਲੀ ਸੀ। ਮਰਸੀਡੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਲਕਜ਼ਰੀ ਕਾਰ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈਣੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਲਓ ਟੈਸਲਾ ਦੀ S ਮਾਡਲ। ਓਕੇ, ਇਹਦੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਚੱਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਸਟਾਕ ਉਹ $12 ਤੋਂ $100 ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ। ਓਕੇ, ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਲਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ, ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਛੇਤੀ ਵੇਚਦੇ ਸੀ, ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਨਿਕਲ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ। ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਵੀ ਰਿਗਰੈਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਇੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਹੋਲਡ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਪੈਸਾ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਰਿਗਰੈਟਸ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਿਗਰੈਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹੀਏ ਨਾ, ਵੀ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਲੂਜ਼ ਆਵਰ ਮਾਈਂਡ। ਪਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ VRT ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, VRT ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ। ਉਹ ਕੂਲਿੰਗ ਫੈਨਸ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਲਈ, ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈਗਾ। ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੱਲੂਗਾ। IBM ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈਗਾ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਟਾਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਡੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ। ਪਰ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੈਸਨ ਸੀਗੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੇ ਸਟਾਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੋਲਡ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੋਲਡ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਚਿਰ ਹੋਰ ਲੰਬੀ ਬਾਅਦ। ਤਾਂ ਜੇ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਟਰੂ ਆ, ਹੁਣ IBM ਦੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ, $130 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ $200-300 ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਉਹਦੀ ਘੁੰਮ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਉੱਪਰ ਨੂੰ। ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਨੈਕਸਟ $1 ਟ੍ਰਿਲੀਅਨ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਸਟਾਕ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਕਰੋ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਗਰੈਟ ਹੈ ਨਾ, forget about the regrets. Don't ever regret anything in life. Life is too short. Okay, don't whatever happened in life, don't regret it. Get on with it, because ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੋਰਲਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸੰਭਾਲੋ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, you're gonna be happy. Forget about the time that's past. Regret, don't, just forget. Those are part of the life that happened. Now make it better. If you don't think about making better your future life, you're going to keep having regrets in your life. If you don't correct your life, right? If you don't fix your life going forward, if you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, you're not learning anything. So that's what the whole ball game is for me, to teach everybody for life. This is how I have gone. So don't make the same mistakes that I'm made in the past. Okay, go with good stuff. Go buy, stocks like IBM. Go do your homework. Learn the stock market. Learn it now, so that you can make a good decision, part of your life. Okay, always think positive. Don't, something's gone wrong, something happened, learn from it and don't make that mistake again. Very simple. Okay, so that's what I would say to you. That would be my advice. Okay. we're gonna make bad trades here and there. We gonna if we gotta learn from it, right? We're gonna lose money here and there, right? Uh, you're never gonna be perfect, but you're gonna try to be right more often than wrong. And once you get that, it's same thing when you're trading. More trades you win, there's trades you're gonna lose. But there's trades you're gonna win. So again, it's keeping an even keel on your head, keeping it straight. That's very important. Okay. So that would be my advice. Basically, stay calm, think, learn from the mistakes, and go forward to your life instead of regrets. Don't regret it. Life is too short. Believe me. I'm 60 years old. Okay. And I don't know where my life went, really, to be honest with La. It went so quick. And the only way the life goes quick is if you're enjoying your life. A lot of people say, well, I don't know where my life went in the last 10 years. Well, your life went well. That's why you're probably where you're thinking why the life went so quick. And then there's a lot of people have a lot of problems. That's when your life is really slow, you know. So never regret. Continue with your life. Make it better. Learn from the mistakes, right? So go forward, not backwards. Any other questions?
ਭਾਜੀ ਮਾਈਂਡਫੁਲਨੈਸ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ?
Mindfully?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਜਾਂ
One of the
ਐਵਰੀ
things
ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ?
one of the things I do is rest is like a little bit of a my first thing is every morning when I come down here in front of my computers, I turn them on, is just relax for the 5 to 10 minutes. You just think, um, clear your mind, because what you want to do is you want the mistakes that you made yesterday. You don't want to make the same mistakes today. But once you keep doing that every single day, just take that 10 minutes. Just from now on, if you haven't done it in your life, just think tomorrow morning that when you get up in the 10 minutes, take that 10 minutes, just think about just just not only with the things you're going to do today, but just blank your mind out that you could do something. One example that I always give everybody is when I went to work for 30 years. I worked for the TTC for the 30 years. Every day I take the same route. You know what happens when you take the same route every single day to your work? Some days all of a sudden you wake up at work. I'm at work already. You think about it. A lot of times you leave your house, and all in between you are blanked out. You blank out, and I learned that early in my life. I was starting to blank out. I said, "What happened? I'm all of a sudden at work." And what happened between that when I left home to work? It was completely blank. Then I said, you know what? You need to change your thinking. You need to change to go a different route. Go just don't take the same route every day. Take a different route. All of a sudden you'll see different things, right? Why do you feel so good when you go on a vacation? When you go on a vacation, because you know why you feel so good? Because you're seeing something different, right? You're seeing different things. You feel happy. You see different things. But when you do the same thing over and over and over, same thing every day, your life, the fulfillment is not there anymore. You look at something, the same thing every single day, you ignore it. Half of the time you're sitting in your room, same room every single day. You don't even know there are certain things that you should have thrown out. They've been sitting there forever, right? Once you are in the same place every single day, you forget. You're not looking at the same thing every single day. You only are looking at what you want to see, not what you should be looking at. So it's very important to open your eyes, look at different things. That's why you're happy on a vacation, or you go to a different place. You're happy because you see something different. Your mind is, believe me, your mind is, you don't even use maybe 1% of your head. Once you start, communicating or just start thinking about it, You know, a lot of people don't even know they exist. Do you believe that? A lot of people don't even know they exist actually, because they're doing the same thing over and over every single day. Open your mind. Okay, so 10 minutes when you sit in front of that computer every morning, or you're driving, before you even drive, or you got 10 minutes, just relax. I know we got a lot of stress, we got a lot of things to do in our lives, but 10 minutes of every single day will make you a different person and different thinking. Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
ਭਾਜੀ
Yes.
ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਛੱਡ ਦੇਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ, ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਦੱਸੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਲਾਈਕ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਟਾਈਮ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਵੇ, ਜਾਂ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਕਰੇ ਕਿ ਯਾਰ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਛੱਡ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ?
Look, everybody has a different way to process this. Okay. But to me, when a person is consistently, one way I realize that when a person is consistently is not changing the way he's trading. To me, always maybe get not only trust yourself, maybe ask another person, am I doing anything different? You know, even when you're at home, you're living with a family, but then the family doesn't like the way you live, the way you're living, and they're telling you to change and change and change. And you don't ask the family whether you're changing or not along with what they want. Then if you're doing the same mistakes over and over and over again, your family's going to stop telling you, this guy's never going to change. So it's the same thing when you're trading the stocks. If you're telling me the same thing every single day, and you're not taking that same, and you're making the same mistakes every single day, I'm going to tell you, you know what, maybe this is not for you. So it's the same thing when you, even if to yourself, if you're losing money and over and again, you tried one portfolio, you tried two, you tried $10,000, then you tried another 10,000, you tried another 10,000, and you lost every single time. Hanji? Yeah. Maybe it's not for you. Right? Especially when the money that you need for mortgages, for food, and if you're losing that money, then trading is not for you. Okay. So it's like going to the casino, right? When I go to the casino, I know I'm gonna lose because the odds are already against me. I take $200 to casino, I lose it, no big deal. But when I start using my credit card, I start using my bank accounts and stuff like that, then that gambling is not for me. That casino is not for me. I need to realize that. Okay. The same thing in trading. We get the hype. I understand that when we go into the stock, when we go into the casino, we get that hype about maybe making $1 million or winning $1 million. We get that. That's greed. That's our inner greed. We are not thinking right when the odds are already against you. Okay. I don't know if I used a good examples or not.
Basically, ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕਹਿਣ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਸਰਵਾਈਵਲ ਕਰੋ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਹਨਾ, ਪਹਿਲੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਵਾਈਵਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ.
Exactly. Very true, buddy. You put it right. Survival, when you go into the stock market first, survival is important. And the way you're going to survive is by the risk that you take.
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਭਾਜੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੋ ਈਗੋ ਕੱਢਣੀ ਹੈ.
Yes. Emotions and ego must go.
ਈਗੋ ਭਾਜੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੇ ਈਗੋ ਹਰਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਰਹੀ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਬੀਟ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ, then we lost big money one day.
Yeah. Exactly, ਭਾਜੀ. Perfect. That's the way. ਕਈ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਆ ਕਰ ਲੂੰਗਾ. ਇੱਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਗੱਲੇ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਕਰਦੇ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਆ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਉਹੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਹੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਰਡ ਹੈ ਨਾ, take it out of your dictionary, right? if you gonna if you ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਜੌਬ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਘਰ ਵਾਲੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਘਾਹ ਕੱਟਣਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਘਾਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੱਟਿਆ she's gonna come back and give you more and more stress till you're gonna eventually get stressed out because she's gonna keep telling you that till you do it. But if you do it right away, you go out and cut the grass and everything's done, that stress is gone. Same thing with any job that you do out there. If you needed to get it done, you need to make money, you need to trade, you need to make profit, learn it. Go out and do it. Okay. All right. Any other quick examples, questions?
ਭਾਜੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਕਨੋਮਿਕ ਨੰਬਰ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੈਡ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਤਾਂ ਆਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਹਾਈ ਦੀ ਤਰਫ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ
Look, so what the microeconomic numbers ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਟਾਕ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਨਵਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਨੰਬਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਮਾਈਕਰੋ ਇਕਨੋਮਿਕ ਨੰਬਰਸ ਆ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੋਨਲਡ ਟਰੰਪ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਟਾਰਫ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਦੇ ਟਾਰਫ ਘਟਾਤੇ ਕਦੇ ਵਧਾਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕੰਸੀਡਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀਓਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਵੀ ਆ ਗਈਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਇਰਾਨ ਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਜ਼ਰਾਈਲ ਦੀ ਆ ਗਈ ਉੱਧਰੋਂ ਯੂਕਰੇਨ ਦੀ ਤੀ ਆ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਦੀ ਆ ਗਈ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਤੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੀ ਆ ਗਈ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਇੰਟਰ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਜਿੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਮੂਵ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਇਵੈਂਚੁਅਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਟਾਕ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਆ ਇਟ ਡਿਪੈਂਡਸ ਔਨ ਦੀ ਇਕਾਨਮੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਸਪੀਰ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਫੈਕਟਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਨੂੰ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਨੂੰ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਮਾਈਕਰੋ ਇਕਨੋਮਿਕ ਨੰਬਰਸ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਮਾਈਕਰੋ ਇਕਨੋਮਿਕ ਨੰਬਰਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੰਪਰੂਵ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਇਵੈਂਚੁਅਲੀ ਵਿਲ ਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਡਾਊਨ ਸਾਈਡ ਰਾਈਟ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਈਕਰੋ ਇਕਨੋਮਿਕਸ ਨੰਬਰ ਇੰਪਰੂਵ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਡੋਨਲਡ ਟਰੰਪ ਦੇ ਟੈਕਸ 'ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਜੋਨ ਪੌਲ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਰੇਟ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਵਧਾਉਂਦਾ so those things we will put them together when we talk about the market what direction the market's going okay so those have a direct effect on the where the market is going so we'll talk about that with our market updates okay more any other questions guys I'm going to talk about the algo if there's no other questions quickly because I want to one of the things my job is want to help those people especially when ਆਪਾਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਲੈ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ easy depending on ਜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰਸ ਬਹੁਤ ਆਪਣੇ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰਸ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਆ you know your how to get into a trade it's pretty easy for you to get into trade but there are a lot of people having a lot of problems getting into a trade so I'm going to talk about this an algo that you can also automate as well so I've created this algo is based on it's based on the algo sniper 4 remember everybody has that algo sniper this indicator everybody has these indicators here let me get this out of the way I'm talking about these ones. These are my original indicators that I use. Let me close this one here. The auto algo. So this is the algo that I 3 indicators that I teach everybody on: the volatility, the volume, and the price action. This is where I teach them all. And this is the fundamental, basic understanding of how I teach everybody how to trade. So green triangle, you got your volume profile, you got the volatility indicator. This is the basics of when I teach people how to trade. And this is basically, if you understand how to trade, this is the best way of trading in any market. But a lot of people don't understand is, how to get into a trade, or they want some sort of help. A lot of people don't want to even learn how to trade. All they want to do is they want some sort of automation, and that's what I created. People who don't really want to learn how to trade, people don't want to take the risk. So I took these indicators, especially this algo. This is the only indicator that's not in there. All the other indicators are in that algo, plus a few more to create this. So this is a 5-minute time frame that I'm using this algo on. And what are the winning factors? What percentage does this algo win on? This is on the 5 minute. So this one here is here's this is when you have any strategy, doesn't matter what strategy you have, it should make money like this. It should always be making money. If you're going up and down, you made money here, then it goes down, made money here, then it goes down. That strategy is not making you any money. You're wasting a lot of time in the market. You should be making money to the upside. So this strategy here is, this is a back testing. Okay. What is back testing? A lot of people don't understand. Back testing is the conditions. For example, this is the last trade it took. This is the last trade. The trade number 487, when it met its conditions, it bought long here at 22,788. The condition to get out of this trade was here at 788. It almost came back to the same level. The conditions met for this algo to get out at this level. So you don't have a much of a loss. It only lost $10 on this trade. Okay, so that's what this algo does. It gives you the entrance. It also gives you an exit as well. It does its own. It took 487 trades. Okay, 487 trades to make $86,000 US. Okay, it took 487 trades to make you $86,000. And what is the time frame from when? Okay, today is June 27th. Okay, this is Friday's close market. So how far did it go back before? So let's go back here. The first trade it took was on March 17, 2025. This was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. This is when it started. It took this first trade, entry short and exit short. It actually lost money on the first trade, $20 there. And it tells you the run up. It also tells you the drawdown and the cumulative profit here. Okay. It tells you the date and the time the conditions were met. Okay. This time here is misleading, guys. Just to let you know. The entering on the trade was 3 hours in the morning at 20 minutes. But the exit was not at 3:20. Okay, the reason it says 3:20 because the time frame this is using is 5 minutes. It's exit within the 5 minutes. So what it did, it took the trade 3:20 and the 5 minute would be the next trade would be 3:25, right? But it exit within the 5 minutes. It exit within the 5 minutes of the trade. Okay, that's so don't worry about that 3:20 there. It actually might be the exit might be on 3:23 or 3:24. As long as it's below 3:25, it would say 3:20. Okay, so that could be misleading. So since March 17th, 2025, it took first trade back testing, and today, like I said, it's June 17th and June 27th. So March, April, May, June, that's roughly about 3.5 months, and it's made over $86,000 profit. This is US, by the way. You're trading futures, and this traded one NQ contract, always one. You can double it if you have bigger portfolio. You can double it, then this would also double your profit as well. And this is what this algo has done. It took the trades. The last trade it took right there. This is 5 minute trade. Right? It got into it. It actually lost $10. This one lost 60. This one made 30. This one's made $225. And it also tells you the run up. It gives you a run up, and it also gives you a drawdown. Somebody's mic is open, guys. Bunty, sorry, Bunty, your mic's open. Okay.
What would be like 1 minute time frame?
What it would be like on the 1 minute time? Let's take a look. Okay.
Yeah, 1 minute.
We can go. So before we go to the 1 minute time frame, Paji, understand these settings. I have these settings right now. All these settings are for 5 minutes. These settings that I have done here are for 5 minutes. So if you want to go to the 1 minute, you need to adjust the settings. So let's see what the 1 minute would look like. 1 minute we made roughly traded 545 trades, and it's made about $14,000. Okay. And if you go into overview,
ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਿ ਸੇਮ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਕਿ ਇੰਨੇ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਨੇ ਟੋਟਲ?
ਲੋਕ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 1 ਮਿੰਟ ਤੇ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਘੱਟ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਈਚ ਟਾਈਮ ਫਰੇਮ ਦੀ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰੂਗੀ। ਯੈਸ,
ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰੇ 1 ਮਿੰਟ ਤੇ ਸਿਰਫ 157 ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਐਲਗੋ ਸਨਾਈਪਰ
ਯਾ
4 ਆਟੋ ਆਲਗੋ ਤੇ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਇਹ ਫਿਰ 1 ਮਿੰਟ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 15 ਮਿੰਟਾਂ ਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਕਰੋ, ਉਹ 15 ਮਿੰਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਨਾ, ਜਾਂ 487
on the
Yeah, but depend your contract. What do you have? NS? I mean, what do you have? ES or NQ?
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it depends on the NQ, ES, depending on the time frame that you're using. Then also your settings will make a difference too, right? For trades will make a difference, because ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਅੱਜ ਤੇ 5 ਮਿੰਟ ਦੀਆਂ ਮੇਰੀਆਂ efficient ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸੈਟਿੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ 5 ਮਿੰਟ ਦੀਆਂ ਮੋਰ efficient ਆ, ਉਹਦੀਆਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਸ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, ਪਰਸੈਂਟੇਜ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਿਟ 71% ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਸ ਨੇ ਵਿਨ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ। ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਜੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਚੋਂ ਆ ਨੰਬਰ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਨਾ, ਆਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ, then it will also change. Let's say I change this indicator now. Let's say I change it to expositional. If I change that, look, everything's going to change here. Now I'm gone up to 74%, and my total profit loss is actually less, and profit factor, because I traded less with different settings. So when you change the settings here, understand what settings are you changing. Understand, what does this mean? Exponential, what does that mean? What does Hall mean? Okay, you need to understand the indicators. If you don't understand them, then you're not going to understand these results. These are indicators built into this thing here to make, you need to form the most efficient ones. What's good? Try different ones. The best ones, I will give you the best ones for each time frame if you want. You can play with it, but
For 1 minute, you change what? The EMA?
For 1 minute, I have to change the sorry.
Okay.
So if I want to do 1 minute, I have to look at what gives me the best results here. I have to look at these results and change my settings accordingly here. Okay. So the best results that I've come up with is
So you only change moving average, right? The only thing you change or everything? Numbers as well?
When you change settings here, you change the strategy itself.
Okay.
Okay. You change the strategy itself. What I have done here for you guys, what I have done on this thing here, I'm getting a feedback, guys.
Basically, just 5 minutes the best, basically, right? That way you want to keep it for everyone.
You can, the 5 and the 15 are the best. Okay.
And is it only for futures or something else too?
You can use it for whatever it works for whatever you want.
Okay.
You can use it for SPY, you can use it for different, but you have to play with the settings.
Tuna fish over there. Tuna fish, tuna fish.
Right. So settings are very important. So whatever you decide you want to do, settings are very, very important. And this is, again, when you're, again, guys, I made it best as possible. Something can always go wrong in these things. So you must test it out yourself. When you're using this, you are using it at your own risk. Okay, guys, I want to be very clear on that, because you can lose a lot of money, you can make a lot of money. Okay, but you remember, when you're taking with anything, I'm not pushing your mouse. I'm not pushing, telling you what to buy or what to tell. I'm telling you what I am doing. Okay. Again, this is I've been using it on real time, real account. I've been using it on real account. I have made some good money on it. But what I want you to do is test it yourself before you decide that you wanna, put it in real money. And how I'm gonna tell you how you can actually set it up to use it auto. If you want to use this for auto, it works. And the times I do recommend that if you want to use it is from again 1 o'clock to or 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in closing time. The best times I would really will use this. I'll go for is use it from 5 in the morning till 11. If you really, and you can test it out yourself. Change the times here. Okay, change the times here to different. If you want my settings, I will give you my best settings to use it, because if you don't understand these indicators in here, what you're changing, you won't understand how this works. Okay, what's important here? Winning percentage is obviously important. How much? What percentage do you win the your profit trades? How many profitable trades? This is very important. Profit factor.
71 is very good, profitable.
I can actually give you higher. So,
Yeah, even I saw 90%, 80% one of them. I don't remember exactly, but it was 70. It was more than 70, I think.
yeah. Which is this one? Here's 90%. This is a 5-minute 90%. This is the best one I came up so far. The reason is because this profit factor per trade is 14.41. That means the trades are going to be, your profitable trades are going to be bigger. Instead of being small, they'll be bigger, right? So you go in here, these there will be trades. There'll be big trades like where is it? There'll be a $690 trades. There'll be like $1,200 trades. You will see it in here. Your trade factor will be bigger, and your one-ups will be bigger. Okay, you'll see the difference. I will show you the difference. So I would definitely use this. This is about 90%. Again, overview. Anything you change here in the settings, these numbers will change. And you can also look at the performance here. Show your long trades. How many winning, what percentage you won the long trades, what percentage you won the short trades. They're all in here. Okay. And then how do you connect this to your, let's say you wanted to auto trade. How do you connect to your IBKR? You need a middleman software. There are so many that are out there today. We talk about them in the group. The one that I use is my own software that I've got created. I use this one here. This is my own, guys. This is the guy that created for me out. This is a software that I use. I log into this software, and it connects to me. This year it connects to Interactive Brokers. See, right now it says TWS disconnected because I don't have my Interactive Brokers up and running right now. As soon as I connect this, I connect it through this software. If anybody's interested in auto trading, you can DM me. We can work something out. Okay, if you're interested, and the results are good. I mean, I've been using it for the last 2 weeks for auto trading. I've been only using it for a certain time. Like in the mornings, and it has done really well. One day it actually made me roughly around in 2 hours, a couple of hours, was around $2,600. Okay, because the market was really moving at that time as well, and just auto traded it. If you're interested, DM me directly. I will work something out. I'll show you how to. It's a complicated, it's first time when you're learning how to set this up. I know it's a little bit complicated, but I'll teach you how to do it. Okay. Again, we'll work something out if anybody's interested in it. Again, I would not walk away and let this thing run by itself. If you want to use it, set to it. But another thing I do want to actually explain to you guys, if you don't want to use it for live trading, if you don't want to use it for that, you can use it for to getting into a trade. Okay, you can use it for getting into a trade. How do you do that? It's the same thing. You need that same software to get into a trade. You can get into the trade. How do you set this up? You go into alerts and you go in here, change the condition to auto algo 4, and then you set up all your message. I'll show you how to set all this up, and notification. Right now I do have it set up here. Right now I have set it up for 5 minutes and the 15 minute. And when you go here, edit, this one here, I already have the message set up here. I have notification set up. I have all this set up already. So when I run this on Sunday night, when the futures open up, I just run that program and that's it. And open my TWS and it's up and running. Very simple. Okay. So I have that set up. I show you how to set all that up on how to do it, all that here. And you can use this to get into a trade. Once you're in the trade, and don't let this algo take you out of the trades. What you can do is once you get into a trade, you can actually pause this here. You can go in here. See this here? It says pause. If you pause this, and this will shut off, and this now the trade is up to you when you want to get out. Once you got into the trade, it's up to you when you want to get out. If you, right? And once you're done with the trade and this says close and this one has also closed the trade, then you can turn this right back on again. And it comes back ready for the next trade. You can use that for, if you don't know how to get into the trades, you can use this for getting into the trades with the same conditions. Okay. If you want to do that, contact me, DM directly, and I'm sure we'll work something out. All right. Again, become a member. It's much easier. $60 doesn't, and you learn, you get this online. I'll show you how to hook it up. But again, very easy. It's not that difficult. I know I'm telling you it's easy because I've been into this stuff. It's easier for me, and it also becomes easier for you once you start to learn to set up yourself. Okay. Any questions? If I've been really happy with any algo, this is probably the best algo that I've been really happy with to not only help trading, but it's also into automation. I'm planning to run this live in my live account with the live account online here, right here, before members soon, because I'm so confident in it that it works really well. Okay. We'll run it live, maybe sometimes this week with a real account. I'll show you how it takes a trade, and I'm not worried about it because if you can make 90% of the time money on this, right? Why not? So anyway, I'm pretty much done, guys. Any other questions? Anybody have questions?
ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹਦੀ settings share ਕਰੋਗੇ?
I will post it in the group. Which ones do you want? 5 minutes or 15?
ਦੋਵੇਂ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ.
Okay, I will share them in the chat, in our chat. Okay, 5 and the 15 minutes. Okay, anybody else have any questions?
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਭਾਜੀ
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਭਾਜੀ.
ਭਾਜੀ on the stop loss, let's say we put stop loss on 100 and then all of a sudden the price went down to 95, so the stop loss will not hit. Or if we do put a stop loss like an aftermarket, it will not hit. So how to get it done? Like if it's aftermarket or it goes below the stop loss, it should hit.
There's always there's a condition for everything, and you can go into interactive brokers. There's advanced settings on it. Okay.
But I have Questrade. I'm not sure if you can explain it. Questrade.
They should. Quest is that's the only broker that I have never used. I have used all the other brokers, but I'm pretty sure they'll have all the settings. If you ask, ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਬਾਕੀ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈਗੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ Quest Trade ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕਰ ਦੇਣ, ਪਰ every broker does have advanced settings on it. And a lot of people, we are all used to trading on the regular times, so nobody teaches you all that other stuff. But yes, Interactive Broker, Quest Trade, even the banks that are trading, they do have advanced settings where you can put a stop loss in there before market, after market.
ਕੁਐਸਟ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਕੋ ਹੈਗਾ ਭਾਜੀ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂਜੀ sorry.
I use Quest Trade. Yes, Quest Trade do have stop loss.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਆਪ ਆਪਣੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦੇਣਗੇ. Yeah. So
But it does have, but like the advanced setting, like let's say if it is after hours or that price goes down beyond the stop loss, it will hit. So sometimes it misses, especially in the after hours, it doesn't went through.
ਦੇਖੋ ਕਈ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ. ਇੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਦੱਸੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾਰਮਲ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ ਲਾਤਾ $95 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੁਸੀਂ $100 ਦਾ ਲਿਆ, $95 ਦਾ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ ਲਾਤਾ, ਰਾਈਟ. ਸੋ ਇੱਕ ਕੰਡੀਸ਼ਨ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਜੇ $100 ਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਆ, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ $100 ਤੋਂ $90 ਤੇ ਖੁੱਲਿਆ, ਰਾਈਟ, ਉਹ $90 ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ ਉਹ ਸਕਿਪ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਉਹਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਆ. ਉਹ ਕਿਉਂ? ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ $95 ਨੂੰ ਹਿੱਟ ਕਰੂੰਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਲੋਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹ ਜੰਪ ਕਰ ਗਿਆ $90 ਤੇ. So that means the price keeps going lower and lower and lower. Your stop loss is sitting at $95. ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹ $95 ਤੱਕ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ, ਉਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਟਾਪ ਲਾਸ ਹਿੱਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ. ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਡਵਾਂਸ ਸੈਟਿੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, let's say ਜੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੈਂ $100 ਤੇ ਲਿਆ, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਸਟਾਕ $95 ਤੋਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਵੀ ਖੁੱਲਿਆ ਨਾ, ਤਾਂ I want to close my position. Those are in the advance orders. You can tell that in the advance orders to do that. Okay?
I'll check, buddy.
Yeah.
Check kar lena ek baar. Hanji.
You have to be very, very specific with a broker. Okay? The broker's going to tell you, if you go to a broker, listen, I put a stop loss at $95, right? Why didn't it hit it? I'm now sitting at $80. I'm losing $15 more, right? The broker's going to say, well, did you set up your stop loss properly? Right? That's what he's going to say. Okay? So make sure when you're setting up your stop losses, there are so many conditions out there, and make sure you have the right conditions for your stop loss. And ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵੀ ਪਾਈ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ YouTube ਦੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. They will tell you every kind of stop loss in there. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Thank you very much. You guys have been fantastic. Tomorrow we'll do a lesson on fundamentals, trading fundamentals, how to tell the stock is expensive or stock is cheap, or when you're holding it, when the stock gets expensive. Actually use fundamentals to tell when the stock is expensive, when you should be selling it, or when you should be buying it, or when you should be holding it. So I want to go fundamentals tomorrow. So join me at 10 o'clock tomorrow. We'll do a fundamentals class. Okay, so join me in the member section tomorrow. So we'll be doing in the members, guys.
Haji?
Yes, Paji.
ਭਾਜੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਆ ਨਾ, ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਹੀ ਕੀਤੀ, ਔਰ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ 'ਚ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ 50% ਜਾਂ 70% ਰੈਵਨਿਊ ਤਾਂ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ. ਭਾਜੀ ਕਦੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਲਾਈਕ ਡਿੱਗੇਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ? ਮਤਲਬ ਚਾਈਨਾ, ਰਸ਼ੀਆ ਜਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨ, ਜਾਂ ਅਗਲੇ 10 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਜਾਂ 20 ਸਾਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਕਦੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਐਸੇ ਹਾਲਾਤਾਂ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਫਿਰ?
Yeah, but Paji, that's a risk we take in the market, right? Any market we trade in, doesn't matter if it's the US market or Canadian market, eventually the economies are going to go up, economies are going to go down, geopolitical issues are going to happen. We got to go along with the times. So at that time, dekho aaj ki ho reha market de vich. So 10 years away, that's a long way in life. 10 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੋਣਾ, right? ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੀ ਦਾ ਲੋਨ US ਦੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਡਿਕਟ ਕਰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਵੀ 10 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੋਣੀ ਆ. So we try to make a best decision on the time we are here, right now, in the present. So don't worry about 10 years, buddy. Let's worry about short time. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Tomorrow morning, join me at 10 o'clock right here. We'll do member section. We'll see when the stock gets expensive or when the stock gets cheap, more fundamentals, how to select some stocks, and then we'll also talk about stocks itself. We'll talk some good stocks, what we can buy, we can sell. So thank you very much spending your morning with me here, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. If you want to know anything about the algo itself, you can send me a message directly. Okay. So thank you very much, and have a good weekend, everybody.